So how has your employer, Harvard University, adapted to this disruptive landscape over the years?
Well, education is being disrupted as we speak, right? It's a big shift. There's a lot of ingrained views on higher education. First, go to college, go to university. You need to spend 4 years there. The process of training professionals is kind of decoupled in a sense that first you spend 4 years training, then you apply. Well, we all know that after 4 years, so much has changed, and we learn the skills that we don't need, and we learn that we need something else. So there's a lot of people out there in the job market that are like, I don't have the skills for what I want to do, or I spent 4 years doing things that are not now relevant. And I think we need to bring this back together in figuring out a way in which you can educate and apply constantly throughout life. When people say education is a lifelong journey, well, just make it that way. Why do you need to separate into learning and then doing? Ideally, people should go into college and spend a year and then maybe work and then spend a year and work, or so on and so forth, but then for a long period of their lives. We've seen the rise in subscription in many markets. There's still, only I've seen one in the University of Michigan, such a thing as a lifetime subscription to courses at the university. I think that should be everywhere. Where did you go to school?
Alfred.
Alfred, okay, so you should have access to lifelong education there. Whenever you feel like it.
Go online and do your...
Either go online or go physically there. I would love in my class, I teach e-commerce now, I would love in my class that somebody, you know, that graduated 10, 15 years ago just drops by and is like, I need to learn about e-commerce, because I'm sure lots of them would want
So
that.
do you think most of these universities will start doing this? The new business model?
I think the new and innovative ones will. There's a host of reasons why you shouldn't do that. That's incompatible with the current structure. But that's the downfall of established companies. That's why they get disrupted. There's a variety of reasons not to. There's so much ingrained political and structural and resource constraints regarding that. But if you really want to be customer-centric, you understand the current needs of the customers, and as a professional who wants to be educated, separating too much time without application from the application, then realizing that you need to retool yourself is not a good way. So, you know, Harvard is doing lots of things. Online education, it went, and it's trying to figure that out. It's a challenge. We're doing, Harvard Business School has HBX actually, that does these online case discussions, which is a huge challenge in some aspects, but we're making great progress. So there's a lot of experiments along the way. My view is the big experiment that needs to be made is this idea of how do you create a system that allows people to enter and exit the university as they please, as they feel they need to, as opposed to separate it in, you're going to get a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD, or an executive course, and you need to apply every time. No, once you applied, we know you're good for undergrad, we know you're good, you should have access, you should have a perpetual license to learn.